Brave New World by Aldous Huxley is a dystopian novel set in a futuristic society where technology and science have profoundly transformed human life. The story takes place in the year 632 AF, after Ford, in a world where individuality, emotions, and traditional values have been eradicated in the pursuit of stability and happiness. The novel begins by introducing the reader to a highly centralized and controlled society. The world is divided into 5 castes, each designed to perform specific functions. Alphas, the highest caste, are intelligent and led society, while epsilons, the lowest caste, are mentally and physically inferior, serving as manual laborers. The protagonist, Bernard Marx, is an alpha plus who feels alienated from the rest of society due to his physical appearance. Unlike his fellow alphas, he is short and has a rebellious nature. Bernard becomes fascinated by the society's hypnopedic conditioning and the use of the drug called soma to control emotions. Bernard's discontent with the system deepens when he meets Lenina Crown, a young woman who embodies the ideals of their society. Lenina is attractive, shallow, and content with her conditioned life. Despite the differences, Bernard and Lenina become romantically involved. To escape the confines of their society, Bernard and Lenina plan a trip to the Savage Reservation, a place where people live according to traditional values. There they meet John, a young man who was born and raised on the reservation, the son of a woman from the civilized world who was accidentally left behind. John, also known as the Savage, is well read in Shakespearean literature and holds traditional values dear. He becomes a symbol of everything the society in Brave New World has abandoned. Bernard sees an opportunity to use John as a means to expose the flaws of their society and regain his own status. News of the Savage reaches high-ranking officials, including Mustafa Mond, one of the world controllers. Mond realizes the potential threat John poses and decides to allow him and Bernard to return to London, as a means of experimenting with the effects of exposure to the Savage on society. Back in London, John becomes an instant sensation, with people flocking to see him like a spectacle. However, the society's values clash with John's beliefs, and he is disgusted by their lack of individuality, rampant promiscuity, and obsession with pleasure. Lenina, who is deeply infatuated with John, tries to seduce him, but he rejects her advances due to his deeply ingrained beliefs. This rejection sparks a riot among the citizens who have gathered to witness the spectacle, and the police have to intervene. John's disillusionment with the society reaches its peak when his mother dies from a soma overdose. Filled with rage and despair, he delivers a passionate speech denouncing the people for their shallowness and lack of humanity. The crowd, instead of understanding his message, turns against him and continues to indulge in their hedonistic desires. In the aftermath of the riot, Bernard, John, and Helmholtz Watson, a close friend of Bernard's, are brought before Mustafa Mond for questioning. Helmholtz, a talented writer, has also become disillusioned with the society's shallow art and lack of real emotions. Mustafa Mond, while sympathetic to their concerns, ultimately defends the society's practices, arguing that stability and happiness are more important than individual freedom and the pursuit of truth. He banishes Bernard and Helmholtz to different corners of the world, where their ideas will have little impact on society. John, unable to bear the corrupted world any longer, retreats to an abandoned lighthouse outside the city and begins to live a life of self-imposed isolation and self-flagellation. The media quickly turns him into a celebrity, and people flock to see him, treating his suffering as entertainment. Unable to bear the constant intrusion, John is consumed by his own despair and takes his own life. The novel ends with Mustafa Mond reflecting on the futility of the human condition, questioning whether true happiness and freedom can ever coexist. Brave New World presents a dark vision of a future society that sacrifices individuality, emotions, and intellectual pursuits in exchange for stability and superficial happiness. Huxley's novel serves as a cautionary tale, warning against the dangers of sacrificing humanity in the pursuit of an idealized utopia.